Hello, welcome back to another episode of Eager English. So, in this video, we're going to be talking about another convention that to get can mean. So, simply put, what to get can do is replace the passive mood. That's very simple. If you know what that is, all right, let's keep going. You maybe could skip to the examples. If you don't know what it means, here's a little bit more of an in-depth explanation. It is used to replace the verb that is used to show that something was being done to something or someone else. So I underlined was being done because that is actually the passive mood. So if you don't know what that is, you're in luck because I'm about to explain it even further. So what is the passive mood? Well, it's a verb aspect, not a verb tense. It's a verb aspect that highlights the patient rather than the agent of the sentence as the subject. So basically, your subject is no longer the subject, rather your object. This might make sense to you. If not, here's an example of what I mean. So they opened the door. So how would you put this in the passive mood? So kind of remove the subject, which is they, and then make the door the subject. So you could say the door was opened. And then if you want to be specific, if you want to add in your previous subject again, by them. So the door was opened by them. So what does this have to do with to get? Well, interestingly, to get can replace the passive mood. Isn't that crazy? There's essentially another aspect using to get though. All right, so let's look at some examples. So in quote unquote proper passive, using to be would be I was invited to the party. But using got, you would say I got invited to the party. Are you understanding? Yes, no, yes, no. It's basically just replacing the was, the to be that is in the passive aspect. All right, next example. They were killed in their home. A little bit of a grim example, but I hope this kind of puts into perspective. They got killed in their home. So this is very, very common to say. Instead of was or were, you could just replace it with got. They got killed in their home. Next example. Is the window going to be fixed? So I know we have two to be's, two verbs in this sentence, actually three verbs, but we're going to use the one that is modifying or that is acting as an auxiliary to the adjective, which is fixed. So it's the very last one, it's be. So using got would be, is the window going to get fixed instead of be? Now last example, which can cause confusion maybe, but let's see. So he's been paid every month. So this implies that this is an ongoing occasion. He's been paid. So it's like, I don't know, however many months, he has been paid every month. Okay. Now using got, you could actually say two different ways. So you could say he's gotten paid every month versus he's been getting paid every month. Long story short, these mean the exact same thing. I guess there's very, very slight nuance, but I would not worry about it at all. So I added a couple more examples, but these are a little special because this is kind of used for emphasis. Let's see an example and see if you understand what I mean. So, do you want to marry? Now, this isn't really something an English speaker would say, but it makes sense. We understand it. Now, how you would emphasize this kind of would be, do you want to get married? Like, are you willing to marry? Are you willing to get married? Okay, so if you don't understand the emphasis aspect of it, you could just use this and it doesn't really matter. Now, next example, I want a promotion. How could you say this emphasizing yourself? You could say, I want to get promoted. So that just means I'm kind of emphasizing myself. Even in the first one, it means the same thing too, but I'm just giving you a plethora of examples. And then the last one, they tricked him. Okay, how could you emphasize him who got tricked? Well, I just said it. He got tricked. Or a very, very, very colloquial way you could say is he got. So this is like kind of like jokes, and it's not official. Like people wouldn't really say this out on the street, but it is a more niche way of saying get tricked. To get got, he got. All right, cool. So we have reached the end, but of course I have some caveats, some warnings. So the first one, this usage of to get is entirely up to the speaker. So everything that I've just gone through, it is completely optional to say. Although, side caveat, at least Americans use to get all the time. This is just from an American speaker's perspective. I hear to get every single sentence, but I'm sure you guys already know that because that's why you're here. It appears literally everywhere. All right, well, that is the end of the video. I hope you guys liked it. I hope you guys can I hope you guys can subscribe and drop a comment using, as an exercise, this to get. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Stick around. We're just getting started. See ya.